Morning. Thanks for waking up for us on this Monday. It's a warm one out there already. Maybe you're a little sleepy this morning if you stayed up to watch that Vikings game, or maybe you just turned the TV off. We're going to have more on that coming up in just a bit. But first, let's get to Ben for a check of your forecast.
You know, very similar to last week. I went to bed right at halftime and different results, to say the least. Outside this morning, it still feels like summer. We've got temperatures that are still in the lower 70s. And for what it's worth, our average high temperature for today is 74 degrees, so we're already pretty close to that. Here's our radar satellite composite. Pretty clean for now. Notice the severe weather reports from yesterday afternoon, and notice down southwest of Albert Lea a couple of stray showers there. I do think a few spotty showers are possible just after sunrise this morning, but otherwise it's just going to be another warm day today. Let's take a look at your weather headlines. Isolated rain chances today. We do stay hot and humid at least through midweek, with temperatures well into the 80s, peaking tomorrow before some late week rain, followed by a big cool down. We'll have the latest forecast details coming up. But first, let's say good morning to Cece.
Good morning. Happy Monday, 6:01. Live look here in Oak Park Heights. Good morning if you're watching from there. A few folks out and about, but not too many folks out right now. I do want to talk to Maple Grove drivers because there will be a morning project that could slow you down as you come into the city through the Fish Lake Split on 94 eastbound. Also, Bloomington and Burnsville drivers. There's going to be a closure on 35W later tonight that you'll need to detour for. So stick around for details about those two projects. Otherwise, no crashes. Your morning commute should be pretty great before 7:15. Lauren.
All right, good to hear. We'll check back, Cece. Thanks. Well, now to our top story at 6 a.m. In just a few hours, a huge meeting gets underway at the state capitol to address gun safety. This comes as students at Annunciation get ready to head back to the classroom for the first time since the deadly shooting 3 weeks ago. Michelle Beck's live at Annunciation this morning with more on that. Good morning, Michelle.
Well, good morning to you, Lauren. Now, I've seen this sign outside the Annunciation School for nearly 3 weeks now. It says, telling the community, thank you for your love and your support. Now, we do expect the community to continue their outpouring of love and support starting tomorrow with this big transition, students returning back to school. For now, they will not be attending any classes. Rather, students will have activities around support, connection, and play. Annunciation leaders also tell us extra counselors and security will be on site. Now, in just a few hours, we are expecting to witness the first true public debate over legislative proposals in response to the Annunciation shooting. The Senate Gun Violence Prevention Working Group will meet at 9 a.m. And look right here, they've already got some drafts online, like for a bill to ban assault rifles. Now, our crews will be at the Capitol covering that event, so we'll tell you what happens at that meeting in newscasts later today. Meanwhile, back here at Annunciation, school leaders say they will be looking at how this week goes before determining what happens next week. Lauren, back to you.
It is going to be an emotional week for everyone involved. Michelle, thank you. Well, Sunday, hundreds came together at Lake Harriet Bandshell to say goodbye to 10-year-old Harper Moisky. Harper was one of 2 children killed in the Annunciation Church shooting. Her parents shared the 3 lessons they learned from their daughter. Number 1, be your own kind of light. Number 2, let your light be big. And number 3, light grows when it's shared.
She just packed so much joy and imagination into her short 10 years. And thank God she made it all count. She taught us to live fully, feel everything deeply, love boldly, and never hide your light.
Harper's family says she wanted to be a veterinarian and had a goal of visiting every single national park before graduating college. 6:04 now, and developing now in Minneapolis, police are looking for the suspects involved in 2 Sunday morning shootings, leaving 2 people dead and another person hurt. The first 2 victims were shot near 15th Street and East Lake Street. The third at Russell and 14th Avenues. That's on the city's north side. Police say they responded to that first shooting just before 2 a.m. and found a man had been shot. He later died at the hospital. Then they say a second man who'd been shot showed up at the hospital on his own. He's expected to survive. No one's been arrested. About 6 hours later, officers responded to the second scene where they found a woman who'd been shot and killed. Police believe this shooting was domestic related, and they say the shooter ran before officers arrived. So far, no one's been arrested in that case either. We have an update this morning on breaking news we brought you on Sunrise Friday. Right now, investigators are trying to figure out what led up to a shooting in South St. Paul that killed a St. Olaf College football player. On Friday, the college announced that Matthew Lee, a junior on the school's football team, was the victim in an early morning shooting, according to police. That happened in a home on 2nd Avenue South at around 3:30 Friday morning. One other person was injured. The suspect was found and arrested within 2 hours. Lee's head football coach says the linebacker was a leader and others looked up to him.
I was hoping it obviously wasn't true or wasn't confirmed. The greatest fear is like the death of a child. And that's how we see our players. And so just thinking about them and thinking about their families.
The coach says they haven't discussed any sort of memorial or way to honor Lee this season, but he is sure one will happen. This morning, Teamsters Union members of the University of Minnesota are returning to work after reaching a deal with the U and putting an end to their week-long strike. According to the union, the agreement includes a 3.5% pay increase for workers during the first 2 years and 3% increase for the third year. Their contract's expiration date will remain June 30th. The two parties reached a deal Friday night, ending the strike. They could have canceled Farm Aid 40 at Huntington Bank Stadium this upcoming weekend.
I think we just had every confidence that this would work out in our favor because we leaned on the people who were most affected. They knew what they needed. And so I'm so grateful that we showed up in that way and things turned out as they should have.
The union represents 1,400 food service, maintenance, and custodial workers who will still have to vote on that tentative agreement.